If you're thinking about buying or selling in Calgary, the market is shifting, but not the same way across the board. Detached homes, semi-detached, row homes, condos, and even surrounding areas like Airdrie, Cochrane, and Okotoks are showing different trends. So we're going to break it down in this edition of It Depends. But very quickly, for the second time, the Bank of Canada has held rates this week amidst economic uncertainty. So now let's jump into the styles of homes in areas that are hot and what are not. So detached homes are holding steady. In May, prices citywide hovered around $770,000, which is up about 1% from last year. Most of the listings in the $600,000 range, but that's not all the same across all districts. In areas like the city center, the west, the northwest, prices are either holding or climbing. But in the northeast, listings are fewer and sales are starting to push down. Months of supply is approaching 4 months, indicating more choice, but also more competition for sellers. Semi-detached homes are a smaller slice of the market, less than 10% of the sales, but they're still performing fairly well, especially in tight markets like the northwest. Prices rose slightly in May, reaching an average of about $700,000, a couple of thousand less, nearly 3% higher than last year. Construction trends have shifted more towards homes, which is one of the reasons inventory hasn't surged in this segment like it has in others. Row homes had a busy month, but not in the way sellers might want, unfortunately. While sales stayed above long-term trends, a surge in listings pushed inventory levels to over 1,000 units, something we haven't seen since 2021. The average price in May dropped to $453,000, nearly down 2% from last year. The Northeast has seen the highest month of supply at 3.5 months, with downward pressure also showing in the North, Northwest, and South districts. The steepest pullback happened in the apartment sector. Sales have dropped by over 36% compared to last May. Prices have eased to $335,000, down more than 1%. There's a lot of new rental inventory under construction, which is giving renters more choice and putting pressure on resale condos. The Southeast and Northeast districts are seeing the biggest declines due to competition with new builds. Careful. I caution you on buying a new construction. In Airdrie, May sales improved over month to month, but it's still down 10% from last year. There have been 772 sales, which is right in line with long-term averages. New listings are up, however, pushing the sales to new listing ratio down to 58%, a big shift from over 90% last year, while inventory levels reached 468 units. That extra supply has impacted sales, with the benchmark price dropping to $540,000, nearly 2% below last year. Cochrane sales have slowed 17% compared to last May, enough to see a pullback in year-to-date sales. The new listings surged and the sales to new listings ratio fell 55%, pushing inventory up to 293 units. That's cooled the price of things, but prices are still holding around $590,000. Okotoks saw a jump in listings and a strong surge in sales, but despite the activity, inventory levels stayed flat and the months of supply dropped to below 2%. That's right. Inventory is still 28% below long-term average, which means demand is still outpacing supply. And that's helped push the benchmark price up $633,000, over 2% higher than last year. So Calgary and surrounding towns are seeing different stories. Some areas like the Northeast are cooling due to increased inventory. Others like the West, Northwest, and Okotoks are gaining or holding value due to tighter conditions. This really highlights the importance of understanding the specific market that you're looking into, because citywide averages can mask what's happening at the local level. If you're wondering how these numbers affect your next move, I'd love to help you unpack it. Whether you're upsizing, downsizing, or just trying to make sense of the market, there's different types of homes and areas that are moving at different speed. So let's figure out what's right for you. Give us a call or text us at 403-809-3523.